Let's start. 241, Chapter 6 Number. Analysis. Few people will be surprised to hear that poverty tends to create stress. A 2006 study published in the American journal Psychosomatic Medicine, for example, noted that a lower socioeconomic status was associated with higher levels of stress hormones in the body. Psychosomatic Medicine 2006. However, richer economies have their own distinct stresses. The key issue is time pressure. A 1999 study of 31 countries by American psychologist Robert Levine and Canadian psychologist Aaron Orenzayan found that wealthier, more industrialized nations had a faster pace of life, which led to a higher standard of living, but at the same time left the population feeling a constant sense of urgency, as well as being more prone to heart disease. Robert Levine, Aaron Orenzayan 311999. In effect, fast-paced productivity creates wealth, but it also leads people to feel time poor when they lack the time to relax and enjoy themselves. MTC. Good job. MTC. Let's start. 241, Chapter 6 Number. 01. We think we are shaping our buildings. But really, our buildings and development are also shaping us. One of the best examples of this is the oldest known construction, the ornately carved rings of standing stones at Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. Göbekli Tepe. Before these ancestors got the idea to erect standing stones some 12,000 years ago, they were hunter-gatherers. 12,000. It appears that the erection of the multiple rings of megalithic stones took so long, and so many successive generations, that these innovators were forced to settle down to complete the construction works. In the process, they became the first farming society on Earth. This is an early example of a society constructing something that ends up radically remaking the society itself. Things are not so different in our own time. MTC. Good job. MTC. Let's start. 241, Chapter 6 Number. 02. Success can lead you off your intended path and into a comfortable rut. If you are good at something and are well rewarded for doing it, you may want to keep doing it even if you stop enjoying it. The danger is that one day you look around and realize you are so deep in this comfortable rut that you can no longer see the sun or breathe fresh air. The sides of the rut have become so slippery that it would take a superhuman effort to climb out, and, effectively, you're stuck. And it's a situation that many working people worry they're in now. The poor employment market has left them feeling locked in what may be a secure, or even well-paying but ultimately unsatisfying job. MTC. Good job. MTC. Let's start. 241, Chapter 6 Number. 03. Have you ever brought up an idea or suggestion to someone and heard them immediately say no, that won't work? You may have thought, he/she didn't even give it a chance. How do they know it won't work? When you are right about something, you close off the possibility of another viewpoint or opportunity. Being right about something means that it is the way it is, period. You may be correct. Your particular way of seeing it may be true with the facts. However, considering the other option or the other person's point of view can be beneficial. If you see their side, you will see something new or, at worst, learn something about how the other person looks at life. Why would you think everyone sees and experiences life the way you do? Besides how boring that would be, it would eliminate all new opportunities, ideas, invention, and creativity. MTC. Good job. MTC. Let's start. 241, Chapter 6 Number. 04. Many people make a mistake of only operating along the safe zones, and in the process they miss the opportunity to achieve greater things. They do so because of a fear of the unknown and a fear of treading the unknown paths of life. Those that are brave enough to take those roads less traveled are able to get great returns and derive major satisfaction out of their courageous moves. Being overcautious will mean that you will miss attaining the greatest levels of your potential. You must learn to take those chances that many people around you will not take, because your success will flow from those bold decisions that you will take along the way. MTC. Good job. MTC. Let's start. 241, Chapter 6 Number 05. Our ability to accurately recognize and label emotions is often referred to as emotional granularity. In the words of Harvard psychologist Susan David, learning to label emotions with a more nuanced vocabulary can be absolutely transformative. Harvard Susan David. David explains that if we don't have a rich emotional vocabulary, it is difficult to communicate our needs and to get the support that we need from others. David. But those who are able to distinguish between a range of various emotions do much better at managing the ups and downs of ordinary existence than those who see everything in black and white. In fact, research shows that the process of labeling emotional experience is related to greater emotion regulation and psychosocial well-being. MTC. Good job. MTC. Let's start. 241, Chapter 6 Number 06. In modern times, society became more dynamic. Social mobility increased, and people began to exercise a higher degree of choice regarding, for instance, their profession, their marriage, or their religion. This posed a challenge to traditional roles in society. It was less evident that one needed to commit to the roles one was born into when alternatives could be realized. Increasing control over one's life choices became not only possible but desired. Identity then became a problem. It was no longer almost ready-made at birth but something to be discovered. Traditional role identities prescribed by society began to appear as masks imposed on people whose real self was to be found somewhere underneath. MTC. Good job. MTC. Let's start. 241, Chapter 6 Number 07. Diversity, challenge, and conflict help us maintain our imagination. Most people assume that conflict is bad and that being in one's comfort zone is good. That is not exactly true. Of course, we don't want to find ourselves without a job or medical insurance or in a fight with our partner, family, boss, or co-workers. One bad experience can be sufficient to last us a lifetime. But small disagreements with family and friends, trouble with technology or finances, or challenges at work and at home can help us think through our own capabilities. Problems that need solutions force us to use our brains in order to develop creative answers. Navigating landscapes that are varied, that offer trials and occasional conflicts, is more helpful to creativity than hanging out in landscapes that pose no challenge to our senses and our minds. Our 2-million-year history is packed with challenges and conflicts. 2. MTC. Good job. MTC. Let's start. 241, Chapter 6 Number 08. When people think about the development of cities, rarely do they consider the critical role of vertical transportation. In fact, each day, more than 7 billion elevator journeys are taken in tall buildings all over the world. 70. Efficient vertical transportation can expand our ability to build taller and taller skyscrapers. Anthony Wood, a professor of architecture at the Illinois Institute of Technology, explains that advances in elevators over the past 20 years are probably the greatest advances we have seen in tall buildings. Illinois Anthony Wood 20. For example, elevators in the Jeddah Tower in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, under construction, will reach a height record of 660 m. Jeddah Tower 660. MTC. Good job. MTC. Let's start. 241, Chapter 6 Number 09. Think, for a moment, about something you bought that you never ended up using. An item of clothing you never ended up wearing? A book you never read? Some piece of electronic equipment that never even made it out of the box? It is estimated that Australians alone spend on average $10.8 billion AUD, approximately $9.99 billion USD, every year on goods they do not use, more than the total government spending on universities and roads. 108,999. That is an average of $1,250 AUD, approximately $1,156 USD, for each household. 1,250, 1,156. All the things we buy that then just sit there gathering dust are waste, a waste of money, a waste of time, and waste in the sense of pure rubbish. As the author Clive Hamilton observes, the difference between the stuff we buy and what we use is waste. Clive Hamilton. MTC. Good job. MTC. Let's start. 241, Chapter 6 Number 10. Chewing leads to smaller particles for swallowing, and more exposed surface area for digestive enzymes to act on. In other words, it means the extraction of more fuel and raw materials from a mouthful of food. This is especially important for mammals because they heat their bodies from within. Chewing gives mammals the energy needed to be active not only during the day but also the cool night, and to live in colder climates or places with changing temperatures. It allows them to sustain higher levels of activity and travel speeds to cover larger distances, avoid predators, capture prey, and make and care for their young. Mammals are able to live in an incredible variety of habitats, from Arctic tundra to Antarctic pack ice, deep open waters to high-altitude mountaintops, and rainforests to deserts, in no small measure because of their teeth. MTC. Good job. MTC. Let's start. 241, Chapter 6 Number 11. The loss of many traditional jobs in everything from art to healthcare will partly be offset by the creation of new human jobs. Primary care doctors who focus on diagnosing known diseases and giving familiar treatments will probably be replaced by AI doctors. AI. But precisely because of that, there will be much more money to pay human doctors and lab assistants to do groundbreaking research and develop new medicines or surgical procedures. AI might help create new human jobs in another way. AI. Instead of humans competing with AI, they could focus on servicing and using AI. AI. For example, the replacement of human pilots by drones has eliminated some jobs but created many new opportunities in maintenance, remote control, data analysis, and cybersecurity. MTC. Good job. MTC. Let's start. 241, Chapter 6 Number 12. Every event that causes you to smile makes you feel happy and produces feel-good chemicals in your brain. Force your face to smile even when you are stressed or feel unhappy. The facial muscular pattern produced by the smile is linked to all the happy networks in your brain and will in turn naturally calm you down and change your brain chemistry by releasing the same feel-good chemicals. Researchers studied the effects of a genuine and forced smile on individuals during a stressful event. The researchers had participants perform stressful tasks while not smiling, or holding chopsticks crossways in their mouths, to force the face to form a smile. The results of the study showed that smiling, forced or genuine, during stressful events reduced the intensity of the stress response in the body and lowered heart rate levels after recovering from the stress. MTC. Good job.